Hello. Welcome to the Normal Fauna Show of Folk Unlocked. Night number 4 of 4. My gosh, I've become a live streaming demon the last week. I know all kinds of things now that I didn't know before about this stuff. I mean, everything from, if you're going to take your if you're going to take your guitar on and off, put your headphones on first and then the guitar. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, and also overlaying chat windows and stuff like that, because we are actually on about a 15-second delay because we're using normal latency to improve the stream quality and the video quality for people who play it back. So for us, there's like a 15-second delay between what goes out and what you hear. So if we don't respond to comments immediately, that is why. But anyway. This is what I usually start a show with, just to get my hand in on the action, because, I have an autistic hand. And the rest of me is autistic too. But for some reason, my hand insists on having its very own brain. And if I don't let it do its thing, then I could get in trouble. So he insisted that I write a song about it. And so I did. Well, I write better than I talk, and I sing better than I play. So I thought instead of making a speech, I'd tell you all about it this way. About how I get so excited when I'm up here singing a song. That sometimes my hand feels electrical zapped, and I wind up playing it wrong. That's autism for you, baby. My hand is whatever it is. If it wants to flap, I'll let it. And it kind of looks like this, except when it looks like this, or this. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. When I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. And if you feel like you can do it too, or don't, just saying. But if you're alone in your room and your hand starts getting ideas, I won't tell anyone. Anyway, I used to keep myself clenched up so hard, trying to keep my hand still, thinking I could make myself stop by sheer force of will. But my hands knew me better than I did. They said, please, please let us move. So finally one day I gave in. I let myself get soothed by the rhythm of my hands, going up and down or side to side. No more embarrassment or shame. Now I flap with pride, yeah. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. When I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. And if you feel like you can do it too, well, technically, you don't have to be autistic to flap. It does help, though. Anyway, no more fingers in my mouth. No more chewing on my nails. No more spending all my days feeling like I'm in movement jail. This is the stuff my hands do. And who do I harm if that's true? This is the stuff my hands do. They're here to show you something new. Yeah, here to show you something new. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. When I feel it hard, I gotta let it loose. This is the stuff my hands do. When I get a chance to sing for you, this is the stuff my hands do. They're here to show you something new. Here to show you something new. Here to show you something new. This is stuff my hands do. Woo! Thank you. Last night, we had such a blast playing with Rob Cork. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was exactly what I needed. Finally, I was able to have a friend in my house to play music with me. And he was fully vaccinated, and Chris and I are supposed to get our final shots tomorrow, so yeah. So slowly, some things are coming back. But it's like, I was just thinking about, well, how happy was I before the pandemic? About a lot of things I really wasn't that happy. I wasn't that happy about the political situation. I wasn't that happy about being able to get through to people and communicate with people. And there were and I was in a lot of pain. So it's not like 2019 is something I really want to go back to. I want to keep pushing forward. So I guess if this conference had been in person, there'd be a lot of, going up to people and talking to them and hoping that they wouldn't be like, oh no, here she comes. Or them coming up to me and me saying the wrong thing and then remembering an urgent appointment to wash their feet. So this is kind of what this is about. This is called How Are You? Which is like the worst 3-word sentence that an autistic person can possibly hear, because how do we even begin to answer that? You seen me around this place once or twice, and you talked to me, and you thought I seemed nice. So when you see me, you stop, and you ask me, how are you? Well, that's a question with no answer, and we're all supposed to lie. But no one ever believes me, even though I try to say I'm doing great, but not so great, you can't relate. So from now on, if you ask me, this will be my reply. Well, since you asked, I sleep like Elvis, and I sing like a Siamese cat, and I probably should be doing the opposite of that. And I never did fit in, not even in a loony bin. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, and by the by, I suck at building self-esteem and I flaunt serenity. So how are you with breathing next to someone like me? I don't want to be scary to talk to, just scary to abuse. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, just kidding. I'd never say that out loud. I'd rather you thought I was one of the crowd. Isn't that the whole reason people ask, how are you? Oh gods, how am I what? How is my what? There's 3 seconds to sort through all the data I've got to find one thing you'd find fascinating. But I'd be fascinated, believe it or not. If someone said, well, I sleep like Elvis and I sing like a Siamese cat, and I probably should be doing the opposite of that. And I never did fit in, not even in a loony bin. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, and by the by, I suck at building self-esteem and I flaunt serenity. So how are you with breathing next to someone like me? I don't want to be scary to talk to, just scary to abuse. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, 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 so many conversations all at once, not one of them for me. They're not in the market for that kind of honesty. They want a polished, self-edited authenticity. What are you gonna do? Some people hate kittens too. Speaking of that, well, I sleep like Elvis and I sing like a Siamese cat, and I probably should be doing the opposite of that. And I never did fit in, not even in a loony bin. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Oh, and by the by, I suck at building self-esteem and I flaunt serenity. So how are you with breathing next to someone like me? I don't want to be scary to talk to, just scary to abuse. And how are you? How are you? How are you? Hand me the mustard, I think I'll fly a kite. Thank you. Yes, Price PDX unfortunately could not be with us this evening. We were really looking forward to having him in here and rattling and thumping on banging on stuff with him, but unfortunately his body had other ideas, or some stomach bug had other ideas. But we shall carry on with a stiff upper lip without him. Thank you, Elise. Okay. So this is kind of an atypical song for an atypical person. It's actually a little waltz ballad, believe it or not. I almost never write things like that. But this time I did. It's called I'm 90. After age 20, each birthday with a 0 made me feel like more of a 0. But if you last long enough to have 8 of those, you'll be some people's hero. They all say they want to live to be as old as me, but they don't know what that means. It's like visiting a planet I can't recognize because I got the good genes. 'Cause all those 65-year-old young guns have never had to lose all their loved ones who were the same age. I make it all up as I go along, 'cause almost no one gets to write the song or stand on the stage. Now jaws fall open when I sing, and suddenly every little thing that I do is fascinating. Now that I'm 90, now that I'm 90, oh, they say none of us ever gets any younger, and physically that's probably true. But it's funny, now I can do lots of things that I never thought I would get to. 'Cause being old is a curse in this world, but being ancient, that's much different. 'Cause people let you in the door, and they don't know it when they think you're non-existent. And when they realize I do exist, they'll think about the things they might have missed on autopilot. And they'll feel inspiration strike, and all their buried dreams will come to life in shocking pink and violet. And it's 'cause I outrun every clock, said I don't care if I'm too old to rock. Guess you could say that I'm immortal luck. Now that I'm 90, now that I'm 90, and I never have to ask if I please men. People 1/10 my age can be my friend, and I'll never have to pass that way again. Now that I'm 90, now that I'm 90, Thank you. Let's see. Okay, Price. Since I know this song is your fave, I probably can't get away with not doing it. This is called Brian Wilson's Afraid of the Ocean. And the genesis of it was, I was reading this young adult novel that was set in the 60s. And the novel mentioned a factoid that I actually had known about before, but just remembered, that of all the Beach Boys, only Dennis surfed. The others did not. Brian actually was afraid to go to the beach, or at least afraid to swim in the water. And so I got a chorus came to me right away. It's like I was on the Max. I was on the Max is like the light rail here in Portland. I was on the Max, and a chorus came to me right away, and I started scribbling it down. And then I spent 3 months working on verses for this thing because I had many thoughts about it, and I didn't want this song to be like I didn't want this song to be like 20 minutes long or anything. I wanted to keep it around the 4-minute mark. That old expression, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter book. It applies to songs too. And so then I encountered Brian Wilson's most recent memoir. I got 2 verses, and then I found this memoir, and then there was an anecdote in there that was probably a throwaway to him, but which reminded me that people have a certain narrative in mind about you, but it's not necessarily the whole picture. And if you're still alive, your story hasn't been written yet. And this song is on Spotify, by the way, if you like it. Brian Wilson is Afraid of the Ocean. I used to go to Venice Beach in the winter with a thrifty ice cream cone in my hand. It was hard not to think about the Beach Boys while watching Rocky Road drip onto the sand. Those songs made everyone so happy, except the guy who composed most of them. You'd never have caught him dead on a surfboard unless it went through hell and back again. They told me Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 oh. I went to Los Angeles to look for my brain. They say it's always in the last place you search. All my sound files always wound up in the round files. Didn't know what I was doing on this earth, but I never got sold down the river by my father trying to bleed me dry. Never had a shrink take over my whole life. My shrink taught me to ask myself, why it is that Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 ooh. When Brian Wilson was about 70, he said he conquered one of his oldest fears. He went with his family to the ocean and swam in it for the first time in over 40 years. I guess if there's a takeaway from this, it's life is set in sand more than set in stone. And if there's one thing I want to do with music, it's to let people know they're not alone. I knew I was not alone the day I found out Brian Wilson is afraid of the ocean. He hates the beach. No, seriously. It's so obvious to everyone who knows him. Plus he said it in his autobiography. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you. I hope that made your stomach feel better, Price. So, I've got a couple songs left to do on my own before my partner, Chris Mitchell, comes in to join me. And I'm going to do them with backing tracks that I made by myself. One of them I made by myself anyway. So, yay, I remember the right order. Headphones on first, guitar on second. Thank you, Elise. I really appreciate that. So, this is actually a backing track I did not make. Well, actually, how much time have I got before Chris comes in? Okay, I got two of them. So one of them I'll do the homemade backing track. This is actually my newest song. It's called Ruby Chocolate Everything, and it was written, when we were like in extreme lockdown to the point where we can't even go to the grocery store across the street because of why. And we saw on the British Baking Show there was this stuff called Ruby Chocolate, and I was like, oh, it's so pretty. In fact, I think I've got some. Let me see if I can show you some. I think I have it right in here. Yeah, there we go. That is Ruby Chocolate. I don't know if the picture can do it justice, but I'll try to hold it up so that it's visible. I feel like Dr. Tongue's Evil House of Pancakes. Whoop, whoop. But anyway, that's what Ruby Chocolate looks like. If the idea of red velvet cake with white chocolate frosting appeals to you, you'll probably like it. If not, you probably won't. But I really like it. And I found out when we could go back to the grocery store that the store across the street did carry it, which made me very happy. But anyway, it's just about how things like even going to the grocery store to look for Ruby Chocolate just became these huge events. It's like we're just grateful now for the tiniest little things, aren't we? I know I am. So here we go. I played all the instruments on this, and so just pretend there are like 5 of me. When I get out of here, what do I want first? Feel like a vessel about to burst. I want to see my mom, my dad, my brother, and all my sibs from other mothers. I want to watch an orange slice get muddled and drown my troubles in a cuddle puddle. Please tell me the world's not really ending. Please tell me it's not too late. 'Cause I can't wait till we get something on our plates that looks as great as it tastes. I want Ruby Chocolate everything and keep it coming. Ruby Chocolate everything, it's so stunning. Ruby Chocolate everything and plenty more for you. Ruby Chocolate everything and a Ruby Chocolate guitar from Guitard. Well, get on it, Guitard. How many times have we seen each episode of the British Baking Show? We could learn to make those kinds of confections. It could be protection from toxic connections, but I don't think we have that kind of patience. We've been craving ready-made sensations, so we'll find the store that has it, even if I have to drive 100 miles. We'll run up and down the aisles and I'll smile like a child, 'cause we found that ginormous pile of Ruby Chocolate everything. Looks like my insides. Ruby Chocolate everything. It's a thrill ride. Ruby Chocolate everything. It's the look of love. Ruby Chocolate everything. Now how do we get some Ruby Chocolate to show up? Let's try this. As fast as we can. Clap your hands. And slowly, slowly, slow it down. Until had my first kiss When I was 11, didn't have nice legs, and the boy kept nagging. But now you kiss my neck, and I get a little buzz, and you told me it would all be alright, and it was like ruby chocolate everything. Ruby chocolate everything. Ruby chocolate everything. Oh, oh. Thank you. Yeah, I finally remembered all the words of that song. You know, it's really funny when you sing with a backing track. It's like if you get a wrong word, just like, okay, just gotta keep going with it. Just keep going with it. But I actually got every single word right that time. With a new song, that's always progress. So, this backing track is not homemade, and I am immensely stoked about it because it is the backing track that's actually the version of the single that I'm going to be releasing July 2nd. It's called Make You Wanna Dance, and yeah, it's got a long lead time because I'm taking it seriously. This is a serious recording of a fun song. I did the record. This is kind of a funny story. I went to the songwriting retreat not last October, but the October before. Oh my God, it's like it seems like forever ago. And one of the instructors, Louis, I really wanted to give one of the instructors something good. I mean, I knew that he wasn't going to be mean to me about it or anything like that, but I also didn't want to waste his time on something that was like half-assed. So I gave this to him, and his name is Louis Childs, and he liked it enough that he brought in his friend, who was much younger than us, named James Villa, and James modernized the arrangement that I gave Louis, which was basically a one-finger piano part and a bunch of percussion and hand claps, and he made this gorgeous backing track out of it. And on November 12th, we went into the studio to record all the vocals, all my lead and background vocals. I was standing there in leg braces for 5 hours doing this because the night before, the governor had announced that the very next day she was going to be announcing new COVID restrictions, and we had a feeling that if we didn't do this now, it was going to be illegal in a week, even though we took the utmost precautions. So we did it all in one shot, and this is actually a karaoke version without the lead vocal on it. So this is what you will get when it's available. It's called Make You Wanna Dance. Is there anything that could make you wanna dance at a time like this, at a time like this? A caught in a feeling you can't dismiss that would make you wanna dance at a time like this. Could anything make you wanna pump your fist at a time like this, at a time like this? Could there be an impulse you can't resist that would make you pump your fist at a time like this? Was there ever a good time just to go and have a good time? Forget everything and drink wine. Just kick back, soaking up sex and sunshine. Now we've gotta get creative, or we're really gonna hate it. Fix it so they can't break it. There's no way to overstate it. And when we do, oh, it's gonna feel so good. Almost more joy than we can stand. We'll float so high above it all, taking in so much beauty we won't ever wanna land. I don't wanna live unless life can be fair. I wanna help us all get there. So is there anything that could make you wanna dance at a time like this, at a time like this? You're caught up in a feeling you can't dismiss that would make you wanna dance at a time like this. Can I do something that would make you wanna dance at a time like this, at a time like this? I'll keep trying till you tell me I can't. Make you wanna, make you wanna, make you wanna dance. Oh, I'm watching these hippies in some movie from the 60s, all colorful and giddy. I wanna melt through the screen so they could be with me. There were things that needed fixing. They had to deal with Nixon. But once the potions kicked in, they had a sweet little world to live in. But I'm not about the good old days. I still think those are yet to be seen. So climb into my hug machine. It'll feel like the best part of being 16. My hands wanna dance and my feet wanna sing. Each body part wants to do its own thing. My ears wanna drink and my tongue wants to sting. Each body part wants to do its own thing. And each part of me loves each part of you. Maybe my body parts are hippies too. So let your hands dance, hands dance. Let your feet sing, feet sing. Tell me if I can bring you anything. Is there anything that could make you want to dance at a time like this? At a time like this. Thank you. And now, dun, 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 the arrival of my lovely partner, Chris Mitchell, who will assist me with noise making for the rest of this set. All right. Are you ready?
Ready to go?
All right. You got your... Oh, are you doing the kazoo? Or am I? Okay, never mind. So, this is a song that was not written during the lockdown, but could have been, because it's about really about the supreme test of a relationship. It's like if you can be together, dorking out in your socks and underwear, and be yourselves and not have to worry about whether or not you fart or not. Things like that. You can just hang out together, and it's easy and it's comfortable, and you have a great rapport, and you don't have to even do all that much. So I think we're passing that test. Although we're doing a lot with these live streams. This is called Ice Cream Antisocial. I dream of an ice cream antisocial. Just you and me. No local yokels. We'll each bring our own Ben and Jerry's. Feed each other lines from Spinal Tap and strawberries. What sweeter way to lick the blues? It won't even matter whose spoon is whose. When I have my dream ice cream in a social with only you. Do 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 kazoo. Da 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 da. Well, right now, my dream ice cream antisocial is still just a dream, but I am hopeful When it comes to love, we'll walk it just like we talk it. Even if our stomachs ache from too much chocolate. Ah, I won't need one speck of makeup on my face. You won't have to put your socks on to take me someplace. I finally have my dream. I scream and I so sure with only, yeah, only you do. Thank you. Let's see. So one fun thing about being neuroatypical is how you process signals that come in. Not all autistic people have this hypersensitivity to sound or whatever, but I am one of those people who does. So I wrote this song about basically making music with whatever you happen to have on hand, which can include things like a pill bottle with broken jewelry or paper clips or whatever in it. Oh, thank you, Elise. I have a normal Fauna shaker with an official normal Fauna label on it. This was actually a spice bottle, and I found all kinds of stuff that make it look like a third grader did it. But that's cool. That's a look, you know. I think that's either couscous or rice. I can't tell by looking at it. But and Chris has the size 17 bamboo knitting needles. And all of those things wound up on the recording when I recorded it. And because you just don't know what you could find. It's called Imagining Things. Technology's all right with me. Wouldn't want to live without it. Oh no. Gets me from point A to point B. There's no doubt about it. Oh no, but I love that there's a song that will come along with me everywhere I go. All I have to do is clap and it takes me back to the place where I found it. And suddenly I'm playing drums in an angel band, and other people help out with their voices and their hands. And I'm reeling from the sheer pleasure our sound brings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things, imagining things. Electricity's just fine by me. Had it since I was a kid. Oh yeah. I heard music in the hairdryer, music in the dishwasher, because of course I did. But there's an energy source inside of me, and I learned how to do my stuff when the juice is running low, 'cause you never know when you could get knocked off the grid. Now my phone's gone kablooey and my pewter's on the fritz. I'm plugged into a power supply that never quits. In my mind, my angel band dances and sings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things, imagining things. Slow it down. Slow it down. Let my rhythm catch up with my soul. One day, my whole body will slow to a crawl. That's all right. I'll be prepared. I won't get too scared. As long as I can feel my own pulse. And as long as I can feel you all. This is usually the part where I ask people to clap with me. So I'm just going to have to imagine, since this is a song about imagining things, I'm just going to have to imagine that you're clapping. Clapping out a heartbeat, clapping out a heartbeat, faster and faster and faster, faster. They say imagining things is bad, but this might be the most fun that I've ever had. 'Cause inside me there's a Christmas tree, colorful and glowing, and I'm in ecstasy to be going where I'm going. You'll see me light up in every color on those strings. I'm so happy when I'm imagining things, imagining things, imagining things. I don't want to stop, but I have to stop. In 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Thank you. That song is always a blast for me to do. So, once again, I'm going to turn off my guitar and turn the wave pad back on. Yeah. And we are going to jam along with my backing tracks here. And turn this back on. Boom.
Line 4.
Yes. Thank you. And we're on channel 1. Okay. So, this is a song that I wrote based on my mishearing of a Sam Cooke song when I was a little kid. There's a song of his called Another Saturday Night that Cat Stevens actually had a big hit with, and when I was a kid. I'm totally dating myself, but that's okay. I'm 57, all right? Let's make it official. But, so, when I was a kid, there was this song called Another Saturday Night that I heard, and there was a line in there about getting fixed up with a blind date, and he said, instead of being my deliverance, she had a strange resemblance to a cat named Frankenstein. Now, I being, you know, kind of a literal-minded little kid, I was just like, there's really a cat named Frankenstein? Because I was not familiar with the term cat as a synonym for dude. That was out of fashion by then. But so I thought he was talking about an actual cat. I was like, Frankenstein, what a cool name for a cat. Does she look like she's made out of parts of all different cats? And then I found out what it really was, and it was just like, no, that's not as much fun. So I did have that stick with me all these years. And and finally, a couple years ago, a song kind of spilled out of me about it. And here we go. Cat named Frankenstein. Cat named Frankenstein. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, you. Oh, oh, oh. This is a story about Frankenstein kitty. She wants your love, but she doesn't want your pity. And a special cat she is, so let's give her a special beat. Frankenstein kitty says, if you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. I got no choice but to believe that. After all that I've been through, if I don't steal your heart and you don't have a heart to lose, if you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. I'm a girl kitty cat named Frankenstein. Don't know what I look like, but I feel fine. Got a missing paw and an ulcerated eye, but I healed up long ago. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. I was put together by someone's stone, patchwork coat and random bones. Now I need someone to take me home. How could you say no? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. I had no choice but to believe that after all that I've been through. If I don't steal your heart, then you don't have a heart to lose. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. Oh, oh, oh. Key change. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. That's right. Frankenstein K is a living stall. I'll keep you warm in the coldest cold. We can make each other whole. Just say it and it's so. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. People always say what's wrong with her, and then they hear that tremendous purr that says I'm happy in my fur, and I want the whole world to know. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Yes, I want the whole world to know. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. I got no choice but to believe that after all that I've been through. If I don't steal your heart, then you don't have a heart to lose. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. There we go. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. I got no choice but to believe that after all that I've been through. If I don't steal your heart, then you don't have a heart to lose. If you don't love me, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, you know, I like having fun with this stuff. Isn't it fun to have fun?
It is fun to have fun. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I did music in my teens and 20s and early 30s, and mostly it was like an expression of inner torment, which, you know, I think one of my ex-boyfriends compared it to like Plastic Ono Band, which is kind of a backhanded compliment, because Plastic Ono Band's a great album, but people don't just, you have to be in a certain mood to want to hear that. You know, this is, oh! So I hope this is more instant karma and, you know, less Plastic Ono Band. So let's see, we've got, so here is my song about self-determination. It's like, I actually wrote it in response to a song prompt that the Laurel Thirst Pub in Portland did. They, their prompt was nature versus nurture. And I had written the words to this chorus 2 years before, but I didn't like the music, so I kind of stashed it away. And then when I got this song prompt, just around the same time, a friend of mine ran into what I like to call the splainer buzzsaw, you know, where some abled person tried to explain to her what her reality should be. Price says fun makes fun. Yes, it does. It grows on itself, right? So my friend ran into what the splainer buzzsaw, you know, some do-gooder tried to, tell her about, lecture her about using person-first language, which, by the way, autistic people, I won't say across the board don't prefer, but I would say that more of us do prefer it than not. So it's a good idea to ask somebody what their preference is about that. It's usually a good idea to ask somebody what their preference is about pretty much anything, right? But anyway, this is called Positive ID. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Helpy helpers. Explainy explainers. I don't mean to be a complainer. It's beautiful that you want to help, but you won't decide how I get to define myself. 'Cause I'm about way more than just sitting in and playing a game, and I'm about way more than making everybody be the same. And I'm about way more than working overtime to be your clone. Do I have to do this all alone? 'Cause I don't want sympathy. What I need is opportunity. Don't tell me what I cannot be. Give me positive ID. Don't shed a tear about my plight. Celebrate what I'm doing right. If you want to be there for me, you gotta give me positive ID. Positive ID. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Freaky freakouts. And people. Do you truly think I'm your equal? Please find it in ya to forgive that I can't be objective about something I live. 'Cause I'm about telling the world what life is like in these ruby shoes. And I'm about telling the world some stuff you can't say on the news. And I'm about telling the world there won't be anyone who will ever know me better than I do. That alright with you? 'Cause I don't want sympathy. What I need is opportunity. Don't tell me what I cannot be. Give me positive ID. Don't shed a tear about my plight. Celebrate what I'm doing right. If you want to be there for me, you gotta give me positive ID. Positive ID. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Don't make me be your apple tree when I know I'm a coconut palm. If I don't think I still belong, how's it go? First do no harm. Don't make me breathe underwater. I know I live on land. See everything I am. I know you can, and you know you can. 'Cause I don't want sympathy. What I need is opportunity. Don't tell me what I cannot be. Give me positive ID. Don't shed a tear about my plight. Celebrate what I'm doing right. If you want to be there for me, you gotta give me positive ID. Positive ID. Positive ID. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! See, even songs about self-determination can be fun. Self-determination is fun, actually. It's fun being the subject of your own life. Try it sometime. Anyway, so we have 8 minutes left. So anyway, I just want to explain about normal fauna for anybody who does not know. It's it can be either singular or plural, so it could be either me, it can be me and Chris, it can be me and somebody else, it can be me, Chris, and somebody else, it can be, you know, any number of people. And I call it, I think of it as more of an aggregate than a band. It's more like who might be there. You just never know. And we're always looking for new people to join the aggregate, so just thought I would put that out there. Anyway, I have there's a Normal Fauna YouTube page, obviously. There's a Normal Fauna Facebook page. There is a Normal Fauna website, normalfaunamusic.com. And there's also a Normal Fauna newsletter that you can get on if you come to normalfaunamusic.com and put your name in the little chat thing that they have in the front. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go. Let's finish this thing off.
Four?
Yeah. Yeah, it would help if I muted the channel that I actually was using, right? Okay, yeah, that's good. Our layers back up here where they should be. Yeah, there we go. So, I'm going to close out with a song that I wrote about life before and after being diagnosed, which happened to me when I was 44 years old and happened completely by accident. I wasn't actually looking for somebody to diagnose me. It just kind of happened. And when it did happen, it was like, whoa, really? That's what this was all this time? My gosh. Hopefully it doesn't take most people until they're in their mid-40s to get diagnosed now, but it's good to know. It's good to know all the whole truth about yourself. This is called Can't See a Thing. Can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it, everywhere. That game was rigged. I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Back when I was the size of a fire hydrant, I asked, could I play? And they said, no, you can't. But Lord, I was stubborn, wouldn't accept a no. So they said, if you really want to, then let's go. And they gave me a blindfold, taped bricks to my legs, laid out a 10-mile path of Fabergé eggs. Then they said, now walk backwards, relax and have fun, but we'll have to kill you if you step on one. But my other senses told me, even though I couldn't see, no one else got bricks or blindfolds but me. Can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. I know my eyes have tricked me so many times. Watched myself commit imaginary crimes. I saw love in people's faces when all they felt was hate. And I saw hate when they thought I was great. It was like whenever I was dying of thirst, I'd see a cold drink machine and I'd get out my purse. Then I'd put in my money, watch it, pull back the coil, and then spit out a bottle of motor oil. And when I told them, they said, with all your senses always cranked up to 13, how could you know what really came out of that cold drink machine? And I can't see a thing, but I know it's there. I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That game was rigged, I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Gonna tell it to the hands, that's right. Tell it to the hands. Yeah, whoop. There it goes. Nice callback, hand. I knew you'd want to flap again. I know you too well, because you're actually a part of me, whether you want to believe it or not. So what do you think, hand? You had enough of this yet? You had enough of showing Folk Unlocked what you're made out of? Fingers and nails and stuff like that? You like doing something else? I think it wants to clap. Let's try it. They say people like me have empty souls and no heart and blank little minds. We can't make art, but finally someone, believe me, said what they said wasn't true. But you can't do it like them, gotta do it like you. And that's when I grew to believe that it was real, that I was real, I wasn't faking. Grew to believe in all the gorgeous things I could be making. Grew to believe it, grew to believe it, grew to believe me, grew to believe me, yeah. And now I know exactly what all this is for, 'cause now it doesn't matter anymore, anymore. Yeah, that's right, that's right. If I can't see a thing, 'cause I know it's there, I can hear it, feel it, taste it everywhere. That That game was rigged. I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. That game was rigged. I knew it all along. I might be crazy, but that doesn't mean I'm wrong. No, 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 no. That one's for you, Price. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We love you.